Which is Ois Chav Zayin. The last section, the last piece is in parentheses, and I explained in parentheses means that it is not yet at this point fully elaborated on, and this is, so to speak, the conclusive point, the end point of saying about Malchus. That Malchus contains the sphirot agnuzis, and Malchus has the hashara, the projection for the creation, the hashara. This hashara is within the Ayin Seif. From within the Seif, there is hashara for creation, and that is in the level of Malchus. For further elaboration, the Rebbe says that this is the principle that Malchus has the Inyan is qualifies as the bottommost element of Ayin Seif, which is the regel, which is called the regel, the foot. And just as the foot has the ability to transport a person from one place to another place, and total transportation, and totally unrelated from one reality to another reality, so to Malchus is able to move from one world to another world. So nimhus limhus. This is not just movement like we move from Chochmah to Bina, as we explained, from Chochmah to Bina, from Seichel to Midas. There is an interrelationship. There's a commonality. There is a sense, one from the other, for the other. That's not a total movement. It's a developmental type of movement. But regel means a complete transportation. You detach yourself, you separate yourself from one place, and you end up in another place. and yesterday, as I pointed out, yesterday we discussed this, quite extensively, the meaning of this. I hope that you remember this. Pointed out that we have sight, which is chokhmah in a gashmic level, and then we have touch or other ways of relating to another place. So with sight, we can be in wherever we are, and we can see things at a great distance, and we may be able to see it with great clarity, and know exactly what we're looking at. Yet there's a big difference between being there and between observing it. And the mashal for this, I think we have a very, very good mashal that we can all relate to. A very important concept. You can stand outside and look through the window, and you can see everything that's going on inside the house, inside the room, inside the shul. You can observe every last detail, not only what is going on, but it's possible even to know what the communication, what the discussion is about. You can hear what they're talking about, especially nowadays with all the modern technology. You can be almost a participant. Once you're outside, you can be almost a participant. And now I'm thinking of a further stage. You may even communicate, like we have this conference call. You can even communicate and participate in the discussion. And after that, you are experiencing that and become so enticed, and you really want to be a part of it. You decide you're going to go inside. As soon as you step inside, your relationship to that place and what's going on is in a totally different level. This is called a mahus limahus transportation. This is not, you're not an observer anymore. You do not know what's going on with your seichel, only with your seichel, or whatever midas are. You are there. You're part of it. This is the Ayin of Malchus. It is able to effectuate a complete transformation and embrace the Melucha, the Malchus in totality. I mentioned yesterday, I'm going to mention it again, the interesting thing that the Rambam says, how the Melech is Leiv Ha'om. The Melech is the heart of the people. Whenever I learn this, I think to myself, Melech is the Moyach Ha'om. He sets the tone, he guides them, he teaches them, he gives them the principles. So it's Leiv Ha'om. I realize the Meyach, like in observations before, you can know what's going on but not be there. With the Meyach, with the Seichel, and with the eyes, you can know everything that's going on and not be a participant. And if you're a participant, you're just kind of mimicking the sense of, okay, also I'm joining in. To be inside is a completely different thing. The Leiv, this is where the person really is. This is what he actually lives with. The Leiv takes what the Me'ach has and disseminates it throughout the whole body, throughout the entire person, all his koiches. This is where he is experiencing life in a full sense of the word. Not knowing about it, but being part of it. And that's what Ram says, the Melech is the Leiv Ha'om. You have to think about this. The Melech provides for the people not just their sense of right and wrong and guidance, but the whole phenomenon that they have a will to live, a will to produce and develop is coming from the Melech. He provides for them the context of reality. Didn't make a bracha, did I?
Amen.
I don't want to interrupt before. Okay. Now we're going into Ois Chav Ches. On page Nun Ches. Yes, sir.
Can we assimilate this idea of the Melech to the Rebbe?
I think so. Our Rebbe, very easy.
Mm-hmm.
Very easy. You heard my morning from Rebbe?
Yeah.
You heard Sichas from Rebbe? Yeah. And what touched you most? The Sichas or the Maimorim or the Yerab? Which one?
Both.
Huh?
Both.
You're lying.
Oh, you're right. Well, the gesture is the heart, and the speech is the mind.
The gesture goes straight to the heart. I'm telling you, you wake up. I know people that would come up from Brengen, they were talking about how the Rebbe related them. You know, the Rebbe made me like this. Wow. Hinei. Hatzimtzum shehoya ba'erin soif. Okay, all of this we are discussing still before the tzimtzum. In other words, we are discussing what's called the shoirish, the root of the hishtalshelus. The root of the sphirot, but this is the sphirot hagnuzos, as they are still within their source. And in order to progress further, there has to be a tzimtzum. The tzimtzum that took place and affected the Oyer Ein Sof, who is, to describe and define what the tzimtzum accomplished, is shenisal ha'oyer shebebchinas Ein Sof, that the Oyer that qualifies and has this element of Ein Sof is nisalim, was withdrawn, was concealed. What is the meaning of Oyer shebebchinas Ein Sof? The Oyer shebebchinas Ein Sof means the Oyer that does not make any particular statement of chesed or gvura, of chochmah or bina. Bebchinas Ein Sof, that's the reality itself. This oyer, Bebchinas Ein Sof, is reflective directly of Atzmus. That is the principle of Ein Sof to begin with. Ein Sof is extremely difficult for us to to really grasp. We have to go slightly around it. And one way that we can kind of approach it is as follows. The Rambam says that the first principle is to know that there is a first being. Mamtsik ol nimtzach. He brings forth everything that exists. And amitis himotzi, how can we refer to him? Only in the terms of amitis himotzi, the truth of his presence. This is a presence that did not come from any place. It was not created. Anything following that is from his presence. This is where he brings forth all that exists. We can really understand that when something is brought forth, is created, by definition it has some kind of a border and some kind of defining factor. What is it that's being created? But Ein Sof, mitas emotus, Ein Sof that exists without having to be and needing to be created, that is Ein Sof. It is there on account of its own truth. This oyer should be b'chinas Ein Sof. Okay. This etzem has an oyer. We spoke many times. Oil means that there is an effect of presence, of its presence. And as long as this presence is in a revealed fashion, there is no possibility of creating anything, because this completely overwhelms any other thing. The tzimtzum is in Yisalem Ho'esh B'chinas Insof. The oil B'chinas Insof that has this, that represents the union of Ein Sof is Nisalem. Benishar, and there remains Rag Bechinas Hash'ora Hanal. What remained after the Tzimtzum, this first Tzimtzum, is the Hash'ora Hanal, the beginning of the Hash'ora, of the projection, of the intent for further elaboration, for further development, for further statements that was contained within the Ein Sof. Within this Ein Sof, there was the intent, there was contained in the Hash'ora of further elaboration, further creation. That Hash'ora remained. The oil Ein Sof, the Ein Sof element, that was removed. As long as the Ein Sof is in full expression, there cannot be anything b'chinas gvul. And this Hash'ora remained after the Tzimtzum. The Hainu, more specifically, this Hash'ora represents, consisted, Hiskalulus Sphirot Hagnusis, the incorporation of the Sphirot Hagnusis, that remained, which was incorporated in the Ayin Sof. That remained after the Tzimtzum. Shazahu Bechina Hayeser Ha'acharena Shebein Sof. This is Kalus as a Sphirot, this inclusion of the Sphirot Hagnuzes. This is the Bechina Hayeser Ha'acharena, the very last Bechina of within the Ein Sof. So we finish the line and then we'll just focus in on the various words. This is not new. Vehi bechinas nekuda levad. This bechina acharena that remained after the tzimtzum. This is bechinas nekuda levad. This is merely a nekuda, a point, legabe ho'ereso abli gvul, relative to the Ein Sof of the abli gvul. Vehi bechinas Malchus shebein Sof. And this is also the union of Malchus shebein Sof, the Malchus that is within the Ein Sof. What is the meaning of Bechinas Nakuda Levad? Legabe ho'ein Hashem habli gvul. Nekuda is a very limited presence. Does not spread itself, does not make itself known in its environment. That's a Nakuda. But this Nakuda is attesting to the principle that this is a presence that cannot be eliminated. Because this is the Nakuda of Ein Sof, the Nakuda of Emes. That cannot be concealed. The Oir Ein Sof, Habligvul, that can be withdrawn. But Bechina Yesher Acharina. What is Bechina Yesher Acharina? Bechina Yesher Acharina, the principle that there is such a truth that cannot be withdrawn. But the Rambam says, we always discuss this. The first, the principle of all principles, and the source of Chokhmah is Sheyesh Shom Motzorishim, that there is a first being. This first being is known, is known prior to experience of Chokhmah. This is the Yisod HaChokhmah. This is what Chokhmah is based on. This is what Chokhmah is drawn from. This is something which is later Sheyeshom Motzorishim. This is fundamental. Later Sheyeshom Motzorishim. This is something which is fundamental. It is not something that you discover. Because this Motzor Rishon means primary being, a being that does not need to be brought forth and to be created. This is a fundamental truth. This is something which is known without looking for it. Just one little question I want to point out right here. If this is something which is known without looking for it, because this is something which cannot be not known, why is there such a darkness, such a challenge? That only Avraham Avinu pursued this. All the people around him chose other ways. And the reason for that is, it isn't that Avraham Avinu knew it and they didn't know it. He chose to relate to it. They chose not to. This Motzorishim, I can't relate to him. I don't understand him. I can't grasp it. He stays in himself. I want to have something that's mine. He creates his own gods in his own philosophy. Avraham Avinu was looking for, where is this Motzorishim and what is his will, what is his plan? So it isn't a question of knowing it, it's a question of choosing it, or going for it. That is the big difference. Yidden are referred to as the nation that chose Hashem. So they chose Hashem. They know it, they knew him, they don't know him. No, they chose him. The other nations chose otherwise. This is it for this morning. Last choose to go and daven.
Yeah.